What the hell's going on here? The lights are out and people are screaming. And it was my fault.
We have $1 billion bounty on our heads.
It's so hard being a hooker doctor lawyer. We gaslammed ourselves into thinking that was the actual line.
Are you making up words again?
I'm surprised you remember so many of their names.
PTSD, dude.
TikTok wants me to watch Better Call Saul. I just refuse. We are the Walking Wet.
We are the Walking Wet. The Walking Wet.
It's so stupid.
Shane loved Wally. Cole.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you an emergency broadcast. Strap in for a new episode of Barnzey Burns Down the World.
How's it hanging?
How's it? I wasn't going to acknowledge him for the whole episode.
Dickhead.
You got yourself hung.
Who the fuck dies? Like, get good. Jesus.
Strong, solid start for the episode.
Yeah. I mean, it would have done better without the acknowledgement, but
Yeah, it is. What are you drinking?
I thought we'd acknowledge the skeleton in the room.
Skeleton in the room, yeah. His name is
I'm drinking Nippy's iced chocolate flavoured milk.
Sponsored now, I guess.
Watch those lawsuits come in.
Yeah. Although, if you endorsed a product and said it was good, I don't think they would sue.
Shit.
Just get the
Dude,
slap.
you don't know how sponsorships work.
Yeah.
You want people to buy the product you're selling. No.
No. You want the... Oh, actually... Wouldn't that be funny? Like, negative sponsorships? So, like, if you imagine slander
Mr.
campaigns...
Mr. Heist can do
Mr. Heist.
negative sponsorships.
He gets paid by Coke to shit on Pepsi. And then he gets paid... He gets paid by Pepsi
to shit on Coke.
Fantastic. He just
That's
takes all the money.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
What else?
It's like Manscaped. Yeah. What's an anti-Manscaped company?
I guess like some hair regrowth thing, but he's like put it on your balls.
Oh, what's that one we came across that took the logo for Smosh Gaming? Mosh.
It's
called Mosh.
Yeah.
They pay anti-Mr. Beast. They pay Mr. Heist. Mr. Heist to shit on Manscaped.
If you're wondering who Mr. Heist is, go watch the 50th episode.
Stop watching this episode.
That's right.
Watch the 50th episode. And then apologize and re-watch this episode.
I want to see all apologies in the comments. I want to see sorry, Barnzey. And then I'll know that you did exactly what I said. This is a true sign of if you're a real audience member or not.
I think the realistic nature of the comments will be nice skeleton, boys.
It's like, yeah,
who fucking died? That's Moss Man. Where's the
He's a lot shorter than you expected. Because he's always just sitting down. You never really get a gauge of someone's height until they're hanging from a green screen.
Jedi scum.
Dude, actually, Moss was telling me there's a 40th anniversary for Return of the Jedi. They're putting it back into cinemas for that anniversary.
Shit, it is 83. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Interesting.
When's it coming up?
I think end of April. Maybe.
Fuck, sign me up.
Yeah, done. Good.
I'd be willing to go.
Yeah. They're doing a release, I guess, for all.
Actually, no, I don't want to cry in front of you. I won't go.
Why would you? Cry?
I don't want to get bullied.
Why would you? Wait. Why would you cry in Return of the Jedi?
Because Darth Vader dying is emotional. I don't like it when bad guys die.
Who said he was a bad guy?
Here we go.
Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy, you know? That was from Satine. Dude, Wreck-It Ralph is actually quite an underrated movie. Haven't seen it in years.
It's a pretty good kids movie.
But yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even if you're not a kid, it's pretty good.
Dude, I remember watching it in the cinemas and being surprised at how good it was and not watching the second.
There's a second?
There's a second. Ralph breaks the internet. It's all just like memes and shit. Yeah. It's not good, I think.
I just found out the other day how the internet works.
How does it work?
Cables in the ocean.
See, I thought you were going to say something satirical at first. No, that's how it works.
No, the internet works by working.
Mm-hmm. It's a little black box with a blinking red light. And when the light goes out, no more internet for anyone.
Jen, don't touch the internet.
Dude, do you reckon we'd benefit from watching IT Crowd again?
100%. No, we haven't watched it with just Tom. So
He's seen it separately. So I think... So
if the three of us watched it together, that'd be pretty cool.
I think... So we've all watched sitcoms heaps in our time.
Yeah, but most of the time separately.
Yeah. Like at the moment, we're watching Modern Family.
I think the only sitcom that we've consistently watched besides Big Thang Theory.
The Big Thang Theory.
The Big Thang Theory.
It's like, it's late at night. And it's like, I'm fucking tired, but continue.
The Big Thang Theory.
Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, that's a good one too. We still haven't... We've been meaning to watch the movie, actually.
That's right.
I think you downloaded it. We finished the show. We waited an undisclosed period of time for the next season. And then we go, all right, we'll watch the season. How about the movie? And then we stopped.
That's how it goes with us.
Actually, some behind the scenes of that. Each character is based off a famous vampire in history. Well, history. Yeah, they're not real. But like we briefly touched on it. Vlad the Impaler was like, I think he's partly responsible for some of the Dracula lore. And that's Nandor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nandor the Relentless.
Because I never
relent. Fucking guy.
They actually have very strange accents. I never really specifically thought of it. Only the ones that annoy me.
Transylvanian.
Yeah, only the ones that annoy me. Who's that blonde bitch? You know the one I'm thinking of, where it's like I'm controlling it with my mind, and it pans to her with the remote. That's the one. That chick. Her character in that show annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, no, is it just her voice?
Primarily, yeah. Just like keep toggling mute on and off whenever she speaks.
No, because she's got some funny lines in the show.
No
but
question.
Her voice,
Yeah.
it's like Bernadette from The Big Thang Theory. Bernadette, she had some funny one-liners, but her voice was fucking annoying. And the worst part is that wasn't even her real voice. Melissa Raunch.
Raunch is with an A.
Fuck it. Melissa Ranch Dressing.
Melissa Ranch Dressing.
Yeah. That's not how she actually talks.
No. Well, it's like this actually blows most people's minds. She's an actress. She pretends for a living.
Since when? Who told you? That's not funny.
So The Big Bang Theory. I think, dude, I read recently that they want to release more in the Big Bang Theory universe, like whether it's a sequel, whether it's more spin-offs. But the creator Chuck Lorre is like, yeah, I want to do more.
Fuck, the end of the universe can't come soon enough. No, I don't want to see more Big Bang Theory. Sorry, actually, not even sorry. Don't put more Big Bang Theory shit out there.
You don't have to watch it, you know.
Oh, I won't.
Like, there's no problem with that. I'm not gonna watch it, but
don't release it.
My grandparents told me I should watch Young Sheldon.
No, it's really not that funny.
No, they think it is. So maybe it's the demographic, but
you should have been a comedian.
Hey, I should have. So, Modern Family, so far so good. In your opinion, what's the best season so far?
Modern Family? Ooh.
We've only watched one season, so season 1.
Yeah, no, I've never watched any other season of Modern Family ever. No. But if I have to harper back to memory, probably season 4 or 5.
We'll find out soon enough.
Kind of like The Big Bang Theory, peaked at season 4 or 5.
Do you reckon most sitcoms peak at season 5?
Roughly.
Because what long-standing
most
sitcoms...
TV shows, if they last for season 5, peak at season 5.
Yeah, I can see an argument for that. So
Breaking Bad was one of those lucky shows that ended at its peak.
That was season 6 or 7?
5.
Wait, there were 5 seasons of Breaking Bad? What about Better Call Saul?
They're up to season 5, I think. Are they?
I'm not sure. Like, are you... No, so
oh, no, I've never watched Better Call Saul.
So I keep seeing clips of it on TikTok everywhere. Like, TikTok wants me to watch Better Call Saul. I just refuse. I think I've seen half the show just in heaps of little snippets.
Don't give in to the TikTok subtle sponsorship, man.
Well, you see, that's how I started Tulsa King today. Great show. It's actually a lot. I think it seems a bit Breaking Bad-ish, like early Breaking Bad, but from when you first watched it. So I remember we had a conversation recently, and you were saying how Breaking Bad was better when you first watched it, when you tried to rewatch it. Now, while I haven't seen it again since I first watched it back when I was in high school, it seems to, I guess, correlate the quality of Tulsa King and my memories of early Breaking Bad, and I reckon you'll like it. So this is an official, I guess, like recommendation. Check out Tulsa King. It's on the hard drive plugged into the TV, not illegally downloaded.
We don't have a TV. We don't even have a house.
No, you're right.
This is just a warehouse. We sold everything.
We sold everything to afford, and then we started to sell the suits to afford the new studio.
And even then, we still only paid for a quarter of our debt.
It's a tough time. Subscribe to my Patreon.
We have $1 billion bounty on our heads.
Speaking of $1 billion bounties, we just watched Velocipastor. We should have started on that, by the way.
Oh boy,
Dude,
where to start?
what a good choice of movie.
Cinematic masterpiece, I tell you.
It's edited horribly.
It's edited perfectly for an iMovie edit.
Oh, dude, some of the dialogue, fantastic.
I think all of the dialogue was fucking great.
If we didn't have the skeleton problem, I would put some stuff.
There's only one line that smashes all of the dialogue in Velocipastor.
Which
from
one's
one
that?
movie. Mom, you're alive. Too bad you will die. The only line that can stomp out all the other dialogue from Velocipastor.
I think, so the old Mortal Kombat movies were around a time where they were trying to make a lot of video game movies. At the same time...
Thank God The Last of Us didn't come out during that era.
No.
Fuck, that would
Not even the game
bad.
came out.
The game didn't come out, but imagine we fast forward everything, rewind everything 10 years.
Yeah.
The Last of Us comes out in 2003, and then during that period, it gets made.
It would be completely different, though, I think. Like,
I know, but thank God if we didn't get something like that.
I kind of want to see a 90s Last of Us, though.
Oh.
No, but just out of curiosity, even if it's just one episode, the pilot episode.
It's got John Wick in it.
We're getting to John Wick.
We will get to
He's
John
on
Wick.
the agenda, but not yet. We gotta pace ourselves.
Wait, that's a good line. You killed all of them to save me? Yeah.
10 out of 10 for dialogue. Oscar for screenwriting. The best script in the game. No. Dude, I knew Velocipastor was going to be shit, but I enjoyed
What are you
it.
talking about shit?
I enjoyed it so much more than half the stuff like in recent memory episodes. I enjoyed it more than Black Adam.
It's in my top 3 movies.
100% straight
So
away.
in descending order, it's Velocipastor.
Yep.
Sharknado 3.
3, okay. Carry on.
Blood and Honey. And then Star Wars.
Dude, this movie fucking puts Blood and Honey to shame. Like... There's, I guess, a trend of you and I watching shit
Are you
movies.
kidding me? Blood and Honey, just the one scene.
There's a trend of you and I just, I guess, like watching shit movies and go, fuck it, we're going to record.
No, because we know we're going to laugh at it.
Yes. But Velocipastor is... It's like, it's the quality you ever see in The Room.
It started off strong.
It did.
The Room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
I did
hi,
not.
Mark.
Oh, hi. You see, like, I can't do accents, but Tommy Wiseau, no problem.
I love the edit of Tommy Wiseau, his character smashing everything in the apartment, and it's like getting doubled up points for everything he's smashing. He's
He,
like,
like-
smash TV, smash lamp,
Knock everything off the shelf. Smash the TV.
achievement unlocked, suicide.
That did. So, have you seen... This is just going to become a whole have you seen... Have you seen Disaster Artist? So the James Franco made a movie.
That's the
movie
I've
about
heard
The
of
Room.
it. I think I've even seen the trailer of it. It's the movie about the movie The Room,
Yes.
like filming it, and just James Franco taking the
Fantastic.
piss out of Tommy Wiseau.
Well, he plays it because James Franco and Tommy Wiseau might be friends, but because they're Hollywood, you don't really know. I guess behind closed doors they could be enemies, but I highly doubt it. In the movie, it shows Tommy Wiseau. Okay, James Franco. It shows James Franco. I guess he goes through the whole process of making the movie. Movie premiere happens. He's sitting in the audience. He wants to enjoy it with everyone. People start laughing at it, and he gets like so upset, and he storms
Because
out.
it's not meant to be a comedy.
No. He made it as a serious movie, and I think that's part of what makes it funny. Since then, Tommy Wiseau now has, I guess, embraced the whole room movement. Like, there's a whole, I guess, small cult of people.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, done. Like, I'll happily join. Like, it's... People would go in groups and just, like, I guess, quote the movie at the movie, during the movie, with people for fun. It's like, you ever been to see Rocky Horror Picture Show? So, I'm pretty sure that's the right one. There's a particular stage performance where you're supposed to bring in like a set of like different props. People who've been can explain it better, but they're like, hey, you do this when this happens, you do this when this happens, and it's kind of interactive in the sense you can't change what happens in the production, but you can be part of it just by participating. It's like, you ever seen... It's kind of 80s where I think men dressed as women, but not cross-dressing. Technically they're cross-dressing, but it's... Fuck, do you know what I mean? No, they're not trans.
No, trans. There's a word for it.
They're not transvestites. Was that the word for transgender before transgender?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was like a 2008 to 2012 kind of word.
Mm. Oh, no, dude. Earlier than that. Dude, there's a joke in Crocodile Dundee where he's talking to some chick at a bar, and the guy he's with, just one of his mates, he goes, oh, by the way, like, she's a he. And he's like, what? Like, yeah, she's a he. So he turns around and grabs her dick.
I've not watched Crocodile Dundee in that long. I was a child when I watched it.
It's either Crocodile Dundee or Crocodile Dundee 2. But, yeah, dude.
The one with Paul Hogan.
Yes. Yeah.
I watched that movie when I was a child. I definitely didn't understand that joke back then.
Yeah. I remember laughing about that with Vinny back in high school. It's good shit. Probably around the same era, we were watching a whole bunch of movies that we were too young to really get. Like, that's how we first watched Borat. Yeah. And at the time, you don't even realize that he's making fun of people in real life. It's not just all a movie. Like, it's a YouTube video, or like an old YouTube prank video as a movie production. Dude, fucking...
Yeah, I remember. And did we end up watching Borat 2?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because I came home and it just started, and you guys were all like...
other friends, yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
I just sat down and we watched... Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You should have been there when Vinny and I were like, I don't know, 10 or 11, and we watched fucking Team America.
Dude, such a good movie. Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Actually, I think it might even be recent. Matt Damon was quoted in an interview where he goes, someone asked him, what's the one thing, like, is there any quote from any movies that people just like say to you that sticks out? And then he goes, there's that movie from the guys who made South Park, and then just in the street I just get Matt Damon.
To be fair, if I saw Matt Damon, I'd be like, Matt Damon.
No, but I think the joke comes from friendship.
Yeah.
So even so, do you know the main characters in South Park, like their names?
Kyle.
Yes.
Carl.
Yeah, close.
Cartman.
Yep.
Kenny.
Yep.
Stanley.
Yes, they call him Stan, but yes, Stanley. So Stan has a dog named Scruffy, and it just humps everything in the early seasons.
Voiced by Matt Damon.
No. Voiced by George Clooney. So George Clooney saw the show. He's like, I want to be in it. And they go, yep, you can voice this dog. And he just got no lines. He just like makes like muffled barks into the microphone. So every time you hear like...
Dude, he would have got paid like probably not a buttload of money, but considering for the lines he was doing,
yeah,
barking noises into the microphone, a buttload of money.
Yeah.
A barkload of money.
A barkload of money. That's in the contract. You have to call it a barkload of money.
Okay, how much it is, it's going to be called a barkload of money.
Dude, and we got so sidetracked from Velocipastor.
So, okay, back to Velocipastor.
Dude, I didn't know how shit the dinosaur costume was going to be.
I honestly thought it was going to be CGI, like some kind of VFX, like phone VFX shit.
Nah, like it was a costume.
That's really funny. Dude, and when we finally got that final review, spoiler alert ahead.
Watch Velocipastor before.
Timestamp. Yeah, actually, no, don't even timestamp anything.
No.
Watch Velocipastor, then come back to the podcast.
Yep.
Apologize a second time.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of second comments from...
No, it will say, I'm sorry, edited. I'm sorry about Velocipastor.
But that final reveal where it's like, is obviously the guy's head is protruding through the suit and the head's just facing down.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm neurologically compromised just from having my head too far forward. Imagine his fucking spine, just a triangle.
Like, he's so bad at schoolwork. Like, he couldn't even get into school.
No, he's doing,
And that's ignoring the fact that he was
he's doing schoolwork, but then his nerve just suddenly paralyzes. He's just like, oh fuck, this is my life now.
No, but he's writing like this because his hand's fucked up from the
But
the
it's
paralysis.
a dinosaur. He just,
So yeah, it's not even writing like this. It's like this.
and for those listening, watch the fucking video.
Yeah, that's the only reason these even get recorded on video is to push YouTube. Watch the video. But if you're listening, thank you. I did a thumbs up
And
there.
watch the video.
And watch the video. Watch it again. Watch
So
it
that you
again.
can see him do his thumbs up.
Man, we're doing great for quality.
No, I reckon this is a pretty consistent episode.
Just like Velocipastor. Consistent.
Yep, back to it.
Back to it. Dude, okay, so... even the opening, where
The opening was fucking perfect. It could not have done a better
VFX car on fire.
job. Car on fire.
So that was the only like background beyond the synopsis for Velocipastor.
And that's not even a subtle nod towards. That's literally what it said.
Yeah.
It was just subtext that said.
No, it wasn't even subtext.
Not
It
even
was a title
subtext,
on
just
screen.
text.
Yeah.
VFX car on fire. No, my parents.
And it would cut back to VFX on fire multiple times. In case you didn't get it the first 2 times. It happened a third.
I feel sorry for the high priest and his wife on the trip mine.
10 out of 10 special effects. Oh, what was that audio thing that we went back to? There was a particular scene where there was the main character priest, Doug,
Yeah,
and
he was the only one and Carol, whose name I remembered, by the way. Everyone else, I've got a blank.
it wasn't Steve, was it? No.
Mr. Priest.
Stan, Stu,
Mr. Priest.
Mr. Priest. All right, fine. So Doug and Mr. Priest are talking, and you go,
Mr.
hey,
P.
Mr. P.
Because he could be a priest or a pedophile.
It's right.
So
Both.
he's Mr. P.
So you would go back. You told me, hey, go back, like rewind it there for a sec. Something sounded off about the audio. I thought so too, but when we went back, they used camera audio, I guess the microphone for Doug, and it was like,
So for context, basically they had this back and forth dialogue scene, and when Doug spoke to Mr. P, Mr. P's response sounded like he was way on the other side of the room. He was right next to him.
like the microphone just didn't pick him up. So, well, they fixed it. We got the line in.
How many
Production.
reshots are we doing for this movie?
None. No. It's like, we don't have enough budget for this. Dude, I think I've seen student films better than that. That being said, though, Velocipastor, just by title alone, got me to watch
Title alone was like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's watch this shit.
it. Even the premise itself. Dude, the ninjas. The Australian ninja.
Crikey, well, I've never seen anything like this before. We both look at each other like, hold the fuck on.
It's like, there's no such thing as an Australian ninja except for in the movie Velocipastor.
That's the second time you've done that, by the way.
Yeah,
where-
no, it's not. It's not the.
That wasn't exactly in sync, but
No,
it was.
but it's. Dude, imagine a second Velocipastor movie, but there's more of them. So they just
he
expand.
rebreeds.
They expand the lore. Yes.
I want to. So it's on the hard drive, right? And I'm happy to do this, by the way, just for the personal entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
But you know how I came up with the idea of, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we edited the Darth Vader Luke scene where Darth says, "No, you are your father."
Yeah.
Velocipastor. My parents were dinosaurs.
Yeah. We can chop around the dialogue and make a funny, like, I guess, YouTube poop edit. You know what? I think you should.
I forgot he was there for a second.
Stop acknowledging him. Can't you tell he's in pain?
I acknowledge you.
Dude, yeah. That'll be homework. Edit. Make an edit for Velocipastor, like a YouTube poop version. I'll give you the file because I think that'll be quite funny.
The whole thing's a YouTube poop in of itself.
Oh.
But just that one bit of dialogue. My parents were dinosaurs.
No. There was one line. It's like, it's so hard being a hooker doctor lawyer.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
This movie had no abundance of great dialogue.
Yeah.
No absence of great dialogue. My apologies.
Oh, fuck, what was the guy? The pimp. Something mermaid. Steve
Oh
Mermaid?
my!
No,
Frankie Mermaid.
Frankie Mermaid, yeah. It's like, I'm here to confess, Father. And it's like, all right, we'll go ahead. And it's like,
the last 4 days alone,
killed people,
they
like,
killed people,
like,
murdered, do drugs, sell drugs.
it's like he just starts listing off, and the guy in this, like, oh,
You killed people?
like-
Yeah, you know, the bosses, they want me to kill someone. I want someone to kill someone, you know. The other day, and I blew up these 2 parents in the car.
and he's like, you
My
killed my
parents!
dude. His explanation at the start for his name, it's like, they call me Frankie Mermaid because I'm swimming in pussy.
That's right. Hey, say it out loud. Well, say it louder. You're swimming in bitches.
Yeah, oh, that's it. Swimming in bitches, not pussy. Dude, okay, when he starts, like, shouting to someone off camera, we're like, that probably wasn't even part of the movie.
It's just him shouting at the producers.
No, I think even
if you
better.
could even call them producers.
I reckon, right? There's just, like, passerbyers on the other side of the road, not even part of production, and he just shouts at them. And I think that's probably, like, they're just like, fucking put it in.
It's like, he's just some homeless guy. Wait, there are cameras near him?
Nah, but dude, that fucking movie. We got to show more people that movie.
I don't know who would want to watch that movie. Vinny.
Video will want to watch it.
Koda Khan.
Yep. Under the right.
Coat of Arms. I'm going
Yep.
to call him Coat of Arms.
Coat of
That's
Arms.
his new nickname. Coat of Arms.
Coat of Arms. Like,
Moss Man would find that movie pretty funny.
Yeah, he's coming too. Next time they're all over, actually. Yeah, we're going to watch.
Just Tom would probably like find it funny for like 10 minutes and then walk out.
Nah, he would hate it, but maybe he'll enjoy hating it. Maybe. We need to do like a serious survey. We need to get all the opinions. We're going to make graphs. All right? We're going to get all this data for. Is Velocipastor a good
When
movie?
you and I do math, it never fucking goes well.
We get to
The
that.
math behind Five Nights at Freddy's was our only successful math project.
Can you remind me about what that was? Because I honestly...
I think we equated to 7 minutes per night. We dumbed it down to 7 minutes per night, and it was like...
For like how long it lasts for.
Yeah. No,
So hang on,
maybe
refresh my memory. What is Five Nights at Freddy's again? Because so I know the name, kind of can see the game itself.
It's the Chuck E. Cheese
Yep.
reimagined.
Yeah. And you sit behind
And it's
the
Freddy,
tablet.
Bonnie, Chica,
Yep.
Foxy.
Yep. Yeah.
And you can't move. It was a very innovative horror game at that time.
And you'd sit behind the screen, you check the cameras, and then we had to close the doors, survive the night. Yep.
Because it came off the back burner of Slender's popularity. It came off Amnesia,
Yep.
Outlast. Even SCP had the full release version that year. Then 2 or so months later, that's when Five Nights came out, and it was different because like those previous games that I just mentioned, you had to go find the monster, or the monster was coming to find you. You had to run.
But this time you can't run.
Yep,
There's
the
no
monsters
movement
come to you.
controls.
You have to sacrifice a goat or something like that
So I think we nailed.
in order to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In order to move, but there's no gates. There's no gates. There's no goats in the game.
There's no gates. There's no gates in the goats.
There's no gates. I'm going nuts.
Well, I mean, goats do eat anything. So
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm being chased by robots. Nothing makes sense. But no, I do actually. I remember. Yeah, now it's coming back to me. Investing time into that game, just
And then when we actually played it, and we were like, okay, we're actually doing good for the time we mathed this out, and then we died.
every
Just
time.
never revisited.
Well, I think the first game I eventually beat.
Yeah, I beat 1. I came close to beating 2. I beat 2 night 5, but I didn't beat night 6 and 7. I didn't even try for night 3 because the gameplay just didn't look that interesting to me. And when number 4 came out, I was just tired of FNAF at that point, and so I was like, nah, never mind.
So
There's a fucking 50-20 mode or something like that now.
50-20.
So it's like every single character across, even the fan games. Like, so there's 50 characters, and you know how it started with 420 mode, like the Night 7 in the first game.
what is that? Okay, so
it's like- it's like-
to me 420
Sorry,
means
okay.
something else.
So yeah, I know. It means that's what the time is.
Yeah.
It's where all the characters, all 4 of them, are in their highest difficulty on night 7. the daytime guard has been killed at this point. So it's just you. There's no phone call. It's just you surviving from 12 to 6. And all of the animatronics are on their highest setting for like difficulty. And at that time, it was like, it took a week before someone beat it.
Okay. This is related, I promise. Were you in the same cadets class as me when everyone had to do oral presentations?
No, because we were a different flight.
Okay.
Because you were the intake 6 months before me.
But I can't remember if there were so many people that quit after mine that by that point they merged the classes.
You quit after yours.
Okay. Fair. But I was there. So there were people that quit before me. Heaps of people. Like I'm 30 or so.
I'm surprised Stevens and Reese and Kaon.
I think it was Kaon, yeah.
And there was one other. No, Dowler was my intake. But yeah, you know who
I know the group I'm talking about. Yeah.
They were the only ones that lasted longer than you, and they were the ones least dedicated to cadets.
Yeah.
Even less than us.
Yeah.
Like we were invested at first, and then it was like, nah, this just feels like a chore.
Yeah, that was the exact phrase I was going to use. Like,
I think cadets is a great idea for kids to try out, but after that year point, it's just the same shit.
It's the people that take it seriously, like too seriously, and the ones yeah. I'm thinking of the same guy.
Uncle Toby.
Do not speak his name. You dare utter the word porridge?
Oh, sorry, Uncle Nippies.
He's a funny character. I'm going to tell stories about him in a future episode. I got to tell you about future plans, not on record, but remind me after. So
the funniest interaction I had with him that I can remember, that I can think of off the top of my head, like that, instead of like going back to search through memories. Funniest one I can think of straight away is we're marching on the base. And yes, I am going to out him because this makes me look good.
I was wondering why you're telling the story after I said do not speak his name.
No, because I'm not the criminal in this one. He's the criminal.
Okay.
We're marching on the RAF. It's just the two of us, and we're like talking. And then he just, for some reason, just goes to turn his head left, and I just see a ball of spit come out from his direction. It's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then I said to him, so why did you do that? Can't remember what his response was.
Quiet in the flight. It's like, mate, we're staying next to each other. Shut up.
It's just two of us.
Yeah. There's no one else.
Quiet in the flight. It's the two of us.
It's just a way to say, shut up.
Was he the one that saluted a warrant officer?
I don't think he was that
Shit,
stupid.
we need to provide context for that. Warrant officers don't get saluted.
Yeah,
there we go.
Context.
Context.
Officers don't get saluted.
Except for the CEO, the cadet under officer.
Yes.
But sergeants,
Okay.
flight sergeants, never saluted. Even pilot officers, like when you get to real ranks.
They don't do it. Right, yeah. Yeah, no, I could get into Sadler stories, but I'm saving it for a specific occasion.
Sadler? I think you mean porridge.
Porridge, yes.
Uncle Nippies. Sponsored by Nippies Iced Chocolate.
Yeah. There was a specific reason why I brought up cadets in the first place. During that oral presentation part of the training that we did, I did one on Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's right. I remember. I didn't see it, but I remember. Actually, maybe I did see it.
Yeah? Were you?
Maybe.
Because
I think
we were meant to go for 5 minutes.
I think there was a couple month interlude where it was like we were both. I went from recruit to cadet, and you was going from cadet to leading cadet, but we were still the same rank for like a brief few months, and we just transferred.
If I remember correctly, they took a very long time to give you leading cadet.
I just ordered the rank slides myself because I'm like, because Dowler and we were just like, that's what we got to do. We just got to order the rank slide. That's why it's taken so long. And then we both got our rank slides, and we're like, yeah, this is great. And then we get some Larkin tapping us on the shoulder when we're in flight, and he's like, "You boys better give those rank slides at the end of the night."
Because you weren't allowed.
Because like we weren't supposed to do that. And at that point, it's just like, just tuck your face between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
So wait, I didn't realize that. That actually.
No, because we were like, that makes sense. That's why we got to do it. And then like Stuart and Harry and all that, they were like, we'll order our rank slides at the end of the night then. And then Darryl and I were like, fuck it, we'll do it now. Get it ASAP. Got it the next week. Like, this is so great. And everyone was cheering us and everything. And then Larkin taps us on the shoulder like,
Hey.
you boys are fucked up now.
I remember Larkin now. I was trying to think who the fuck I was trying to put a face to the name. He was the one that... Yeah. He's the voice breaking guy. Yeah. He was funny.
No, he was good when he was chill, but there was someone, I think it was Dowler again.
Mm-hmm.
He fucked up too many times with Larkin, and he said, James is a fat cunt. And then Larkin's first name was James. And Dowler was talking about Stevens.
It's like, we don't normally do this, but get the cane. Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, so in that presentation... I remember bargaining. I think it might have been either with Larkin or... Do you remember there was that one female officer?
Leverage?
No.
Oh, she was worse than that.
Yeah.
Oh, she was like between Leverage and Boyko.
I'm surprised you remember so many of their names.
PTSD, dude. Like I know veterans have actual PTSD, and my condolences, but this cadet's shit really.
So then you got to give it a new name. So I reckon call it PTND.
CTSD, cadet stress disorder.
I was going to put post-traumatic name disorder, but
PTND.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, there was that. So I convinced her to let my presentation go for 4 times as long as everyone else's.
I really want to know her name now. I forgot.
It's alright. Search the memory, and if it comes up, just say it. I convinced her, like my presentation's worth it, and let me explain it. I did, and she's like, alright, you can do it. And I just had people play through, like I would, I guess, explain the premise of the game. It's like, alright, who wants to give it a shot?
Oh, that's right.
And I had the
jack
game.
shit.
I did fuck all. Most of the time was like, most of my presentation time was getting other people to play the game, and it was just, I guess, reactionary. Or like making fun of them while they were playing it. And
You played them like a fucking fiddle.
Yeah, of course. I think even by the 3rd game, people started like coming into the room because other classes had finished. Like, what the hell's going on here? The lights are out and people are screaming. And it was my fault.
Dude, how the fuck in high school we were just like there was a group of like 15 to 20 of us, but that was all the friends we had. But then in cadets, we were the most popular ones on the RAF base. For that squadron, 441, 418.
I wouldn't label myself as that. If you thought so, great. Good for you, man. But,
What?
No, but we got our fair share.
We
of
got
fun
along
out
with
of it.
everyone at cadets.
Yeah.
Even if we weren't actually popular, we got along with everyone. We definitely came up with the best ideas out of anyone at cadets.
Yeah, it was good fun. Maybe for our own personal experience, yes, but overall, I'm sure there are people that had better ideas.
Nah.
No.
Fuck them. No, they didn't.
Yeah.
So, did we end up finishing talking about Velocipastor?
No, we got really sidetracked.
That's a good thing, though. At least we're having organic conversation on like.
That's what we're supposed to do, because that's what I want the podcast to be. Less than, hey, let's talk about this, let's talk about that, let's segue into this, let's do that. That being said, Velocipastor.
That being said, let's get back into talking about this.
Yeah. I would happily watch that movie again, without question.
I wouldn't. Maybe with the boys, but
Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't watch it by myself. Maybe I'd see some more scenes just
okay,
in
I wouldn't watch it with you again.
No, fair enough.
I wouldn't have watched it in the movies with you. Watching John Wick 4 in the movies with you was tough enough.
It wasn't that bad. No, because the chair was squeaking. What was I supposed to do?
Not move. And fucking Batman as well. You are the worst to go to the movies with.
No, that's an unpopular opinion only held by you and Tom.
Bruce, I hid the truth from you to protect you.
Carry on.
Dude, there's a fucking emotional scene. Alfred's in
Dead quiet.
hospital.
Yeah.
Bruce is depressed as shit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, Pepsi.
It was a 3-hour movie. Like,
True, to be fair. So was John Wick 4.
yeah. We actually, to prepare for John Wick 4, you'd never seen any of the John Wick movies, and I was
Until
quite
we
surprised by
marathoned
that.
it this week.
Yeah, we got a lot of... We basically watched a John Wick TV show.
Kind of, yeah. It's just we watched 3 episodes per day.
Yeah, roughly.
More. 5 episodes per day.
It depends on the... I guess how the show's broken up.
Pretend they're 45-minute episodes.
Yeah. All right. Done. Roughly. But the first movie as a movie itself, fantastic. Like
Yeah, it's great on its as a standalone film.
That will hold up as an action movie to be like, yep, watch this movie in 30 years, I reckon.
Yeah. But I really hated that in the first movie, like the way he would just like
he was exhausted.
I get the whole. It's the same argument people put up with Hayden Christensen as Anakin.
Yeah.
Or is it Christensen?
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Because like, dude, how would you? The argument is, how would you react if you went through the same shit Anakin went through?
Be like,
you can put the same argument there. Like, how would you? Yeah. You can put the same argument with John Wick. Like, he lost his wife. He lost his puppy that his now late wife gave him. Mm-hmm. How would you react? Probably the same way.
Hey, don't forget his car was stolen too.
Noise complaints. Noise complaints. But no, great movie. And by the time we hit with John Wick 4 in the movies, I was like, okay, Keanu Reeves' style of talking has grown on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, dude. So,
Winston, take me back. It's like, oh, your body.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so which of the 4 movies we watched, in your opinion, with not what's the best one, but which is your favorite?
Favorite would be 4, just because of how action-packed it was. But I think, in terms of like what my opinion for the best one would be, 3, because I think 4's the detriment to 4 would be its runtime.
Yeah,
I just like I get.
Did you not feel like it went on for too long?
It feels necessary. Like it feels like if you could take something out, you'd be like, "No, that doesn't make sense," or like you just take one fight scene out and you're like, didn't need to take that out. It's but the runtime, the 3-hour runtime. Maybe if it was broken up into 2 movies, that was an hour and a half a piece. I don't know.
The movie wouldn't have a
because you got to sit there.
There's no cliffhanger. Yeah, that's halfway through the movie, there's no way to say, "Yep, this is a solid movie as its own." So just splitting it for the sake of runtime to me doesn't make much sense.
I just think the runtime really lost like a point in terms of the all 4 movies put together.
There were some action scenes that did go on for a bit too long. That being said, my favorite part of the 4th one was when the camera, like it goes upwards. So the camera moves up but pans down, and then it's top down, and it looks just like a game. And he's going through all the rooms, and he's got the like incendiary rounds shotgun, and it's like with like an explosive blast. And I turn to you in the cinema, I'm like, hey, he's got a pack-a-punch weapon.
Yeah, that was a good line.
And then,
hey, look, pack-a-punch.
It's like, holy fire! Fuck.
It's like, wow, he's got blast in furnace on.
Yeah, but that part, best part of the movie. Like every single time they make a new John Wick movie, they always one up themselves. Like I think I was telling you before, John Wick 3. The way that movie was made, the director, he used to be a stunt double for Keanu Reeves back in the Matrix days. And he approached Keanu and he goes, hey, write me a list of everything you can do stunt-wise. And he's like, yeah, I can sword fight, I can assemble a gun, I can did I say horse riding? I think I said horse riding. Horse riding, sword fighting, assemble a gun. That's really it. It's like, that's all I can do.
It's like, and the director's looking at him like, so, sorry, we don't need you as a stunt double anymore.
Oh, he's like, I can be thrown through glass 16 times in a row. That part went on for a bit long. Oh, yeah, and he's like, I can vanish.
That's something else. YTP edit of just Keanu Reeves just constantly being thrown into glass.
Over and over and over again.
Or Winston constantly just walking.
Yeah. The only problem with that scene, like being able to do that edit from that scene, is that there's no cuts in it. So it was made very well then, which makes it hard to make bad now. So yeah.
The one thing I didn't like about 1, even though yes, the characters did.
I know what you're gonna say. It's gonna be the graphic.
No. That's pretty wacky, but like it's not the biggest deal.
Okay, because Tom didn't like that.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I agree with him, but I don't think it loses points. I think where 1 lost points was the characters. They explain stories of John Wick, but there was still, it felt like very little backstory was told. Like there's subtle hints at it, and it's like, yeah, okay, obviously John Wick is an assassin, but like there was no proper telling of his backstory.
But that's kind of the point. You just know him as a figure. You know, is this figure?
And you get those backstories like later on in 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's like, there's a dangerous figure. Everyone's afraid of him.
And even the fucking police.
Yeah, and now he's coming after us. And that's like, everyone's just afraid of him.
He's the one we sent to get the boogeyman.
Yeah. The John Wick as a character, like there isn't, like, okay, it's not super complex. It doesn't have to be.
No, it shouldn't be. If you made it too complex, it would just ruin, like if it was a standalone film, it'd be like, all right, I wish there was more backstory to it. But because there's the context
Well, that's why the second one got made.
Yeah, there's context of the other multiple movies that come after it. It's like, okay, now if you overcomplicate it, it just ruins the rest of the movies.
Tons more story in the second one than there is in the first one.
Yeah.
Like that's the first introduction of the Continental as like, I guess, a not business, as an organization. It's international. There's the whole, they explain the coin system. Actually, no, I think that's more in the third one.
Actually, in having this conversation, I think John Wick is not the perfect example for like up and coming and aspiring storytellers. Like like Ye.
Yeah.
but in the sense of the first one, the first John Wick, it was like, leave the audience wanting more and don't overexpose your story too soon, which was a criticism Kelsey and Mum consistently had of the draft of my plot.
Yeah.
It was like, you've got this idea for all these stories, but you're trying to tell too many in one go. And it's like, John Wick is a good lesson to learn from that. It's like, don't what's it called? Don't overexpose yourself.
Yes.
Too soon in a story.
I do kind of agree. So you could break it up. The first one's about John Wick. The second one's about, I guess, where John Wick comes from.
With the larger world, yeah.
The third one's then, I guess, the progression of John Wick and the world, and then the fourth one is the conclusion. And I think that's, like, you could break it down.
Conclusion.
Yeah, you can break it down because it's called literally chapter John Wick, and then John Wick chapter 2, chapter 3, Parabellum, then chapter 4. I don't think, did number 4 have a subtitle
No,
like that?
I don't think so. I think it was just chapter 4.
Yeah. So wait, no, like only, like it's literally John Wick 1, 2, 3, Parabellum, 4.
Yeah, it's John Wick, then it's John Wick versus the Continental, then it's John Wick versus the world, then it's John Wick versus the universe.
He does kill a lot of people. Do you think, I became desensitized to it. Like, so there's a massive kill count in the first one, and it's even bigger for the second, even bigger for the third, and the fourth is just, don't even care.
I think I was desensitized to Hollywood on-screen murders when I was 5 and I watched Scream.
Fair enough.
I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
I was
Fair enough.
not supposed to.
Like, it'd be a lot weirder if you were supposed to.
I told Mum, and I was like, oh, and then you didn't find out I watched the movie until like 45 minutes before it was supposed to finish. And she's like, wait, you watched that movie?
It's like,
oh, you didn't know.
it's like,
I was 5.
Yeah. It's like, and it's your fault.
Of course. How could I be so stupid?
And by
I mean you.
We actually gaslamped ourselves into thinking that's the actual line.
Wait, what?
We gaslamped ourselves into thinking that was the actual line.
Now you're making up words again. Fucking dickhead. Fucking gaslighting.
We were saying
on
that.
today's mission. add made up words like gaslamp into your conversation with friends.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh wait, gaslamp.
Yeah.
He just gaslamped us.
It doesn't get better than gaslamping.
The best one is,
you've derailed what I was going to say.
I'm gonna derail it again. The best gaslighting example. There's a TikTok of 2 brothers, and one of the brothers is very sassy, and the very chill one comes in. He's like, "I'm gonna gaslight you," and then he goes, "Don't do that." And he's like, "Do what?" Gaslight me. Why would I gaslight you? Yeah. It just goes back and forth for like a minute. That's gaslighting 101.
No, I don't think that was scripted. Just because there's only one angle It
Yeah,
could
well, I
be.
don't think it's scripted.
It'd be surprised. Most things on the internet. end up
Nothing's
just being
scripted. Why do you think things are scripted? What's wrong with you, man? Just read.
Just read.
Just read. Just get
read.
good.
Yeah. All right, I will. I'll read. Fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you got me good. Huh? Actually, here's something I specifically saved to tell you after we had the John Wick discussion, because we would put off discussion saying, yeah, we'll talk about this after, we'll talk about it after. There is actually a John Wick themed TV show coming out about the Continental.
Oh, is it continuation from 4?
Nope. It's a
prequel. Prequel, but not with John Wick.
Nope, it's set in the 1970s about the establishment of the Continental in New York.
So it's like a young Winston? Or probably
I don't even
pre-Winston.
think, I don't know. 70s, dude. Winston was saying about how he run the Continental for 40 years. It's set, the first John Wick is set in 2014. 40 years ago would be 19... Oh, sweet.
74. 64. No, yeah, 74.
No, dude. 2014.
74, 84, 94, 04, 14, yeah. 74.
Maybe that's when he started. Yeah, okay, so maybe the show will end.
It's set from 1970 to 1973. And then it's like...
Oh.
And then it's the ending of Winston. And the ending is Winston taking charge of the hotel. Actually, that'd be a cool way to end it.
I think we've spoiled the show.
We've gaslammed ourselves into writing the
We know how
show.
it's going to end.
Oh, well. That's it. Podcast over and goodbye.
It's like, yeah, that's it. It's over. No. Interested in watching the show?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I don't know when it comes out. I don't know what platform it comes
Actually,
out
wait,
on.
no. Ask me again.
Are you interested in watching the show?
Yeah.
I was initially setting you up for that. And you're like, yeah, sure, why not?
No, because I got excited.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's John Wick TV show.
Oh.
Wait, I lost character.
Continental TV show. It's called, it's like, I think it might actually be called From the John Wick Universe, The Continental, or something, or like The Continental based on the John Wick. It's got the words John Wick in the title.
It's like a newspaper article title. It's like overly long, but it grabs your attention at least.
Do you know how there's the...
From the John Wick universe.
There's an Alfred TV show, and in the last season, they changed it to Alfred Penny... So it used to just be called Pennyworth, and then they changed it to Alfred Pennyworth, the story of Batman's butler. Not even kidding. Yeah! In case you didn't get it.
That's just a troll.
Just in case.
Surely that's just a troll.
No. That one's real.
Oh. Speaking of Alfred Pennyworth, there's a rumor going around that Hush is going to be part of Batman 2, 2024.
There's rumors for everything. There's rumors for Clayface. There's... It's okay.
I deserve that.
No one saw that. If there was ever a time to look into the camera like at The Office, that would have been it.
He saw everything. He's laughing. Look at him. He's laughing.
I don't know who you're talking
He's
about.
laughing at me for the whole podcast. Get down here.
No, you might actually just like pull the whole thing down.
Just destroy the set. This is the last episode. Barnzey burns down the world. Looch burns down the studio.
So you better fucking not. So, yeah, Batman 2. That's supposed to come out 2026? Has it even been announced? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
So it's been greenlit. It just hasn't been like... I don't think they're even in production.
At the moment, the priority is on... there's a Penguin TV show.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there is. It stars Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
And it's called Penguin, the story of the Batman film. But no, they're putting him back in the fat makeup and everything, and it's just going to be about him, I guess, like running crime.
Penguin, the story of the Batman.
The story of the Batman film is also Cobblepot. It's like I've been meeting. It's been on the list for ages. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. The story. It's Nick Cage playing the character Nick Cage, who's been in all these movies and now he's a washed-up Hollywood actor, and he gets hired to be like. He gets hired for a birthday party. Pedro Pascal plays the guy.
Still got to get to that movie.
Yeah, it's coming. It's on the list. That's actually next on the list after Tropic Thunder with Vinny, Coat of Arms, and Moss. So
Coat of Arms, I like that.
yeah,
That's gonna stick.
he
He won't
he
like
won't
that.
like that. No.
Don't tell him that I came up with that.
No, I won't tell him. He won't even know that it exists.
Also, a good Nick Cage movie. I think it's called Arms Deal or Arms Dealers.
No idea.
It's basically about guns
Lots
and
of
Nick
guns.
Cage.
Mm.
I don't need to sell you anymore. It's guns and Nick Cage.
I'd have to look it up. I would.
No,
if I could, but
we're watching it. You don't need to look anything up.
just to
Just
find
Nick
out what it's
Cage
called.
and guns.
Okay, done.
Harry Potter with guns.
Were you just watching bits and pieces, or did you end up finishing that?
No. We're still watching just bits and pieces. It's very funny so far.
It is very good.
There's a lot of unnecessary shit in it.
It's completely necessary. What do you mean? Was that Tom's idea?
Just Tom.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Was it just Tom's idea?
Think so, yeah.
Not your idea?
Because we had just finished watching the first John Wick movie,
Yeah.
and then Tom's like, Mao, we're watching Mao, and then we ended up watching it.
It's a good movie. That movie, I guess, started off as a YouTube, not YouTube poop, but just YouTube videos, and then someone goes, "You should make a whole movie of it."
And then they're like, bet.
Done.
I bet.
I've never used that word in that context for that
It's
reason.
not a word, it's two words.
And I never will.
Never use either of them.
No. I refuse.
You won't say the word bet ever again. You say, I'm going to place a gamble on this.
You'd be like-
Place one singular gamble.
It's like it's out of place, but yeah, no, it makes sense. When was the last time you went gambling?
When we went to Crown.
Which was?
Wait, online or like
I think
went gambling?
just... Okay, fine. Casino. When was the last time you went to a casino?
When we went last. January 2021.
Really? It's been that long?
Yeah. Even longer since I actually properly had a spree of gambling. 2018.
Yeah, that's... gambling's not a...
It's not
It's not good.
it's a luxury.
It's like, don't gamble. And 10 minutes later, this episode is sponsored by gambling.
This episode is sponsored by Sportsbet.
I was trying to think really quickly what company would do gambling, and I couldn't think.
Sportsbet's a pretty common Australian one.
Yeah. Imagine, we'll see if... Get sponsored by Sportsbet.
Oof. Tough. Now we can do it. And
We'll just reach out.
I almost said landscapes.
Landscape.
Landscapes.
So this past weekend has been sponsored by Landscaping. Despite a literal hurricane. That's why it's been raining for the past 3 days. Remnants of a hurricane.
From where?
Queensland.
Huh.
It's such bad winds that they formed a hurricane. Water went everywhere, and that's why it's been raining. That storm yesterday was a hurricane storm.
Remnants from the Queensland one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. The more you
Did
know.
not know that. No.
That's why it was so bad.
Have you seen on the weather the US is getting attacked by a T-Rex? It's basically a T-Rex
not.
shaped. It's basically a T-Rex shaped
Cloud.
storm. Yeah, it's approaching.
It's a cloud. It's a very big cloud.
It was on the news that it was shaped like a T-Rex, and then someone captioned it. America's getting attacked by a T-Rex.
Did they just run out of things to talk about? Is that...
Possibly.
Yeah. Like this. This is
What a natural way to conclude.
We could.
We're not concluding yet.
No. You and I really like street jokes. We enjoy them. Would you agree?
Yeah. But before we get into street jokes, I'm gonna tell you what my uncle did. So
Okay. Yep. Natural. So
natural.
When I say seg, you say
natural
way.
derailing.
Yeah. Natural derailing.
So seg.
Way.
Seg.
Yes. Oh wait. What did I say? He goes. Say it. Do the bit.
Seg.
Cyst. Try again.
Seg.
Regation.
Seg.
See.
Let's see. I thought you were gonna say Sefender. Seg.
Offender. No, that one didn't. That was a shit bit to revisit.
Dude,
Tell me what your uncle did.
even the crickets left.
Yeah, they did.
They actually just went silent. I've been hearing them the whole
That's
podcast.
a bad sign. Tell me about your uncle.
So he just comes back from Colombia, right, with his fiance, and he's giving out gifts. The kids are at the table. Kids, his parents, and his two brothers, his fiance, and his brother's wife, and myself, obviously. And,
It's like, and not you.
yeah, not me.
Continue.
Anyway, so they're handing out gifts that they got from Colombia. They give the kids a pencil case and a handbag each. And little Lucas, the little boy cousin, he gets a soccer ball, whatever.
They call him Little Lucas, the little boy cousin. It's a massive mouthful every time you want to say, "Hey, Little Lucas, the little boy cousin.
The little boy
It's
cousin.
time for dinner."
He's like really confused. He's still processing.
Like, Mom,
little.
why are you calling me that? Anyway, continue.
But I get my present, which is pretty much a bowl of aperitif. It's the kind of alcohol that's like a stomach easer. Anyway, and it's also they also got me a lolly that's an actual coffee bean, but you can eat it.
Okay.
So not like coffee beans where you chew it and you get coffee beans
Is it
everywhere.
possible you've been lied to?
No. They got this from Colombia, so
They always tell the truth in Colombia.
yeah. Dad gets pretty much the same care package as that. Chris gets the same care package. And then no less than a few seconds later, I just see a bag of white powder shoot out of the bag with all the presents. And everyone's fucking pissing themselves because it looks exactly like cocaine.
And he just came from
And
Colombia.
my grandparents are on the fucking floor. And then next thing you know, everyone's not paying attention because
They're dead.
we're crying laughing.
Yeah.
And then Chris has a little bit of white on his beard and goes, "I'm good," as like a joke to like play up the fact that
That it was actually.
And the kids were asking about that. They're like, "What's going on with Daddy?" And then his wife's like, "I'll explain to you later." He's like, "I'm good." So like wide eyes, and Granddad's fucking pissing himself at the table. It was flour, but it looked like cocaine. They just came back from Colombia, put two and two together. What the fuck are you doing? The cocaine?
No.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I got rid of it. No, I was just be like, it's like, and we brought it in studio today. But no, it's not here.
What did you have?
It's a bad Coke.
So, Seg.
See, now.
Thank you.
Yeah, didn't you tell me like the other day? You're like, oh, Jurassic Park 7's coming out, and I go, no, it's not.
Yeah, and it's been getting more and more heat
And it's,
behind it. Like,
I don't know, it's not coming.
they probably will. I don't
Better
care.
not.
I don't care how shit Dominion was. They made a lot of box office money. They'd be like, yeah, we're gonna make a seven.
It was a trilogy though.
I know, but then it's gonna be a third trilogy. It's gonna be Jurassic Park 7. What was the seventh? The Dinosaur Awakens. Jurassic Park 8, The Last Dinosaur, which is false because then you get Jurassic Park 9, The Rise of Dinosaur. Oh, for fuck's sake!
There was announcements as well. There was a Comic-Con but for Disney.
D money.
And they had an announcement about 3 more Star Wars movies coming out.
10, 11, 12,
Maybe
13,
not.
14,
Maybe just
15,
Star Wars
16,
movies.
17, 18.
Because they announced, I saw Zach reposted on Facebook. That's actually, I've talked to him about this. I was like, hey, dude, you post all this stuff on Facebook. Not no one cares, but no one's... I see it before you post it. Sometimes he's the... Sometimes.
And you're so vomiting.
Dude,
Just for some intrigue.
if I wasn't careful, that could have been... That tasted like it a little bit.
It's natural after watching Velocipastor.
That was just... It would have been a vomit from laughter, if we're completely honest. Like, that was a ridiculous movie.
That'd be more embarrassing than me getting Nippy's chocolate milk all over me.
Nowhere near as bad. That was pretty bad, if we're honest. Yeah, so sometimes Zach will... No, not sometimes. Every time he'll share whatever's coming out. I'll hear the news from him. But we don't speak for months.
You just see it on Facebook and you're like, hey man, no.
Yeah, it's like cool. But it's like not even. It's not even the thumbs up thing because you can actually like things on Facebook if you didn't know.
Since when? Who told you?
Have you actually seen? Yeah, see, I knew it would become a have you seen episode. That's what I wanted to steer away from. I gave Moss so much shit for that, like back in early days of recording the podcast, where we're just talking about movies and games. Have you seen this? Played this? All that. That's just what we've done. Star Wars movies? No, hang on. Lost my train of
I've
thought.
seen the Star Wars movies.
Yes, I know you've seen the Star Wars. Did you know that actually there's the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi?
So what's the episode of this podcast? What's the episode number?
47.
BBDW 47.
Save. Okay, I'm gonna bleep that
47.
up. I'm cutting out that idea.
Did you say 47 or did you mean 57?
No, I meant 47. I'm cutting out the idea that you just said, but leaving in the part that we're talking about cutting out the idea because that's a surprise.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
So nothing ever happened.
Nothing happened.
Just bleep that whole part.
I'll
Keep
find
it
a way.
in, but bleep it in.
I will find a way. Look, this happens when we talk normally. That's how you know this is real conversation because this just happens when we speak. In terms of show production, terrible, but authentic, and that's what matters.
I'm not gonna lie. What were we talking about again?
Don't know. That's why I was stalling. Star Wars. I don't fucking know.
That's what I remember last talking about. The like terrible production. I'm like, Rise of. What are we talking about?
Don't know.
Sponsorship deals ruining films and TV.
Mm-hmm. Seg.
See.
Did you watch The Walking Dead?
say Seg again.
Seg.
Yeah.
Seg. Yeah.
Seg yeah.
So,
Episode 47. Seg yeah.
Seg. Yeah. Walking Dead. We watched that when we were in high school.
Jurassic Wick. You call it Jurassic Wick.
I'm not gonna call it Jurassic Wick. I'm not even.
The Walking Wick. Wick Grimes.
Wick Grimes kills the walkers, and he's a
Grimes
very
kills-
good reader. We are the Walking Wet.
We are the Walking Wet. The Walking Wet.
It's so stupid.
Shane loved Wowie.
Cole.
Oh, fuck.
All right, we're back in. So, yeah, we watched Walking Dead back in the day. The day was
Not
like
realizing it was sponsored
2015.
by Hyundai.
No.
Oh, well, no, we noticed, but we didn't, like, notice.
No. So part of the contract for being sponsored by Hyundai was that nothing bad could ever happen in a Hyundai vehicle. They had to keep it all clean and safe. So whenever there was a character in that, they'd be chased by walkers. There'd be walkers like hitting on the window on the outside, but they would be safe legally.
Yeah. As long as the inside looked clean.
Yes. So
And
as soon as you exit,
the outside looked clean afterwards.
you know, as soon as you exit the Hyundai, whichever Hyundai it might be, they're fucked.
Six specifically, I think it's season 4, episode either 3 or 4, where Daryl, Tyrese, Bob, and was it Sasha?
I think so.
They were in a Hyundai, and this is where everyone thought Tyrese was going to die because they were surrounded by walkers. Daryl gets everyone through the roof of the car. They jump the horde, but Tyrese is like slowed down, hitting everyone with a hammer. Everyone thinks he's gonna get torn apart. No, because he was in a Hyundai, he's safe.
Yeah, I guess like if you knew that before watching it, it would kind of ruin what you were watching.
So thank God we didn't know it when we watched The Walking Dead the first time we watched it.
There was something else where they do that. Can you think of any other examples where like contractually like a product would dictate what the art, but like what the media was? Anything.
Are you talking specifically about something I've watched recently?
Just in general, like what is there anything that you can think of where a sponsorship or a product, whether it was subtle or not, would dictate what happens?
Not dictate what happens, like...
Or even it just, or influences.
Yeah, well, because I watched WrestleMania recently.
Mm-hmm.
There was sponsorship deals going on in major matches, which is fair enough because it's like all eyes are on this match. We want our sponsorships shown in this match. It didn't necessarily affect the outcome, but it affected the viewing experience. So like there would be a serious high profile, high stakes match, which had backstory to it dating months or a year. And there would be like a Cinnamon Toast Crunch icon in the background, like someone dressed as a Cinnamon Toast Crunch mascot.
Just like
in the dancing like that. During Logan Paul's match, he had a Prime bottle as a mascot.
I did see about that, yeah. And that was actually it was
pretty funny because he got
was it
hit through a
KSI
tape.
dressed as
it was KSI. And when he revealed himself, the crowd went fucking nuts. But also for the two biggest matches, the main event, like everyone's got all their eyes on it. It was a fucking tax sponsorship.
A tax, as in
TurboTax. It's called TurboTax.
Yeah.
Don't do your taxes. Have your experts do them for you.
Yeah.
It's like, can I just see the match, please?
No.
Without the fucking interruptions.
Do your taxes.
Do your taxes. Get to professionals to do it.
Yeah.
And then that's what helped them score a deal with Endeavor.
Right. So it's all like what you're saying.
The company that purchased UFC.
So it's all product. It's not even about the sport.
No, it's all about, and granted, like stories do matter, but in terms of business, I guess business matters more, which makes sense as to why the sponsorships were so prominent that night. And then it's like on that night, because of those sponsorship deals, Endeavor looked at that and they're like, yeah, we're going to buy you out for $9 billion, which is twice as much as what they bought UFC for. And UFC is now worth 12. I think we've discussed.
I think you
this
said
the
it
other
went
day.
from 8 billion to 12 billion. You said.
No, it started off as 4 billion in I don't know if it was 2016 or 2018, but now it's worth 12 billion.
See, because I don't watch any combat sports of any sort. To be even when I listen to podcasts and they talk about UFC, I kind of just either tune it out or skip it. Yeah, just in its entirety. It just there's nothing about it that.
But this is more the business aspect.
Yeah, the business I'll get behind that. No worries.
Think about how
We're going to turn this room into an octagon. We're going to have fights. We're sponsored by the UFC now.
What the fuck?
That's it. I'm contacting Dana White right now.
It's like, don't contact me ever again. Hangs up.
It's like, who are you and how did you get this number?
You know, for a long time before I properly looked it up, I actually thought Dana White and Joe Rogan were the same person.
That's
I would
very
always
funny.
get confused.
That's pretty funny.
And I'm gonna chalk it up to yes, it's because they're both bald.
There's just like all bald people
They
look
do,
the same.
to be fair, they do both look kind of similar to an extent.
And when they're both in the same industry, I mean,
Doesn't Joe Rogan do commentary for UFC, or are they just
okay, no,
yeah.
like
because
he's
so it's okay that I got them confused.
yeah. So Coat of Arms would actually when I was telling him about podcasting in the beginning, I was trying to reference Joe
Is that
Rogan.
Dana White?
Yeah, no, I was trying to reference Joe Rogan as a podcast. And he goes, what, Joe Rogan, the UFC commentator? That's how he knew him as. And to me, that was like, what? Because comedian first.
But to be fair, he looked at you when you said Joe Rogan podcast. He's like, what?
Okay. Perhaps. But the fact that he gets associated as the UFC commentator instead of the global podcaster, like literally number one in the world, comedian, just the Fear Factor guy. Yeah, did you ever watch? Yeah, that show was quite popular. Like that made him his money to begin with. So, no, okay, yeah, fair. Coat of Arms. It's out now. He just say.
Coat of Arms.
I'd say yeah, the UFC fighter, not UFC fighter, the UFC commentator.
Joe Rogan fighting in the UFC.
Yeah. All right, cool. This has gone on for too long. The podcast is over. Actually, do you want to do it?
Do what?
The outro.
The podcast is over.
No, that's not it.
What's the outro?
Fuck. All right, the podcast is done. Go home. It's over. Go home. You got better things to do.